In Alaska, getting there is another part of the experience. Boats, trains, and float planes are used by most travelers, but Tom Tucker prefers to get around at 150 miles per hour in a machine that he can set down wherever it's necessary, on a hard surface runway or in a swift-flowing river. It's no problem for his amphibious flying machine called a Widgeon. But don't go trying to buy one because
they don't make them like that anymore. The riveting, just the way that airplane's put together, it's amazing. The strength, the integrity of the airplane, it really makes you feel good when you're flying it. The Widgeon's a freshwater duck, and this airplane is too. I had people say, boy, isn't that hard on the belly? When we're on the gear and rolling over large rocks, and that's what makes that airplane neat, just like an old walrus climbing out of the water. It's kind of awkward, kind of pretty. I've flown this one 1,800 hours now, and I've just fallen in love with the airplane. That's the old Alaska right there.
Two folks from the lower 48 are ready to take on the challenge of Alaska's wild, untamed rivers. To get to the best fishing areas in Alaska, you have to fly in. And there never was a more delightful piece of equipment for the fishermen than an airplane that can land on the water.
The Widgeon was tremendous. It was loud, noisy, it was exciting.
Within minutes of heading out from Anchorage, you're engulfed in wilderness. And one of the best remote areas for sport anglers is the Bristol Bay region. Jake's Wilderness Outfitters is strategically located in the core of this fisherman's haven and offers not only great fishing, but just about every comfort you could want while roughing it.
Sleeping tents have cots with mattresses, tables, all the conveniences of home, basically.
We even have a little shower. It's surrounded by a little tarp and things, and get to dance around there.
One advantage of a river camp like Jake's is the location, right on the churning, fish-packed Togiak River.
I came to Alaska from the East Coast. I've never done any of this kind of fishing before. The fishing's a lot better. There's strikes all the time. You get tired from pulling them all in. I've basically been fishing for bluefish and flounder and sea bass and drum on the Chesapeake Bay. Normally you get a flounder that'll weigh 2 or 3 pounds, but when you're here, 5, 6 pounds is nothing. And it's really exciting, pulling in.
Got him. Here he is. Oh, what's that? That's something different, you guys. Hey! It looks like a tiger. It feels like one.
Up there a little bit so we'll see what he is.
He's got black and he's like yellow and black stripe and whoa.
Sometimes the fish seem almost eager to be caught.
Oh, another one chasing it.
Yeah. Seem to be getting away with
This chum salmon fights with the fury of a champion wrestler and finally snaps the line.
Oh, shoot.
But there's plenty more where he came from.
Oh, to go take a nap.
This is where the big fish are and where the lot of them are. Came down this a couple days ago and we sure found them.
Little bugger.
Well, I've got a small 6.5 split bamboo rod that I like to use, and it'll convert from fly rod to or spinning rod, and you've got 6, 7 on-up fish that you can catch on a very light pole and a very light line, and it really gives the fish the advantage depending on just how big he is and how hard he wants to fight. And for me, that's the real challenge of fishing, is one getting them on the line and the other is getting them on the bank and getting all the fight you can out and giving them a chance too. It also does, with the smaller lures and things, it does a lot less damage to the fish, so that when you turn them loose, they're going to survive a lot better.
Not on my chin either.
It's incredible. Last night my arms were tired, just leaning back, just dollies, one after another. We hit this one dolly haul, and I was stooping over and bending over and picking them up and letting them go and casting out more and more. It's continuous action.
Wasn't down, was he?
And with so many fighting sport fish, it's no wonder fishermen lose so many flies.
A lot of times we run out of flies up here because people go through them pretty quick and the fish take a lot with them.
Can you tie me another one of those?
Sure, I'm whipping up some polar shrimps here, and that was a nice big chum you had on this morning, and he just snapped it there, huh? Took the fly, huh, Lou?
Yeah, didn't have a chance. Is there a live polar shrimp then that's in these rivers?
There's no live shrimp in this river, but the bay is so close by that the fish are used to taking them.
What do you think we'll get on that?
Oh, we'll catch, there's still pinks coming in thick now, and still a lot of fresh chums and some kings we've been hooking on these.
Think it makes them mad, or are they just...
On the dollies, they'll be eating in here, and which your salmon just spawn and die off. And they're mostly taking it because it irritates them. It's in front of them and it's aggravating. They're laying their eggs there. And there she is. Let's get this one on the leader there and go catch some fish.
I'm ready.
So LP's getting tired, I sure am. Come over this way, boy. Oh.
I see you got one. That on the fly I tied?
No, I got this on a Cheeto.